Having a public image out there is to have somebody have a visual recognition of someone remembered who that person was.
It's essentially like a museum without walls. You know, it offers a sense of place and history without having to go into a formal setting.
We're memorializing an individual, but also an historical event, right? You know, basically the founding of literally the founding of the university.
In the 1880s, you had a white man from the South working really closely with an American Indian community to provide them an opportunity for formal education, but also to establish a teacher training school for American Indians. That was something that was unheard of.
And so I think it's a wonderful testament to what people from different backgrounds can accomplish when they come together.
Hamilton McMillan came about from a meeting with Dr. Adolph Dial and Dr. Dalton Brooks. They were very interested in getting this formalized and recognized into the history of Pembroke so that it wouldn't be lost. I got his family background from a family in Red Springs and some old photographs that I had to go by. As I was working on him, I said, you're not alive yet, and then all of a sudden, by tweaking this, that, and the other, and then that was in clay. And then it's like, okay, you're there.
I think he looks great. And the statue was based on a photograph of him that was taken. So I think with that elevated position, it really reflects kind of the symbolic connection to Old Main, and the way he's facing it a little more is also very important in his connection to the university, the fact that he was an advocate for the Lumbee tribe.
When the statue was dedicated in 1987 during the university centennial, Hamilton McMillan was posed in a way where the statue would look across campus so that he could see the university as it grows over the years.
Because I wasn't doing it larger than life, and he's life size, about 5'10", 5'11", something like that. It needed to be up, so you're not standing there looking face to face at him.
I think he conveys a sense of humility and quiet confidence.
His overshawl is of a rough texture, denoting the outdoorsy type sense that I gathered from the man.
I like his stance, in a forward-moving stance, and I like the fact that he's facing Old Main. I feel like that's a progressive stance, like one that denotes education and moving forward in the future.
I put a patina on it, waxed it with beeswax, and it stayed clean for several years.
The patina is a thin layer that's placed over a type of metal like a bronze or copper, and then it's in some cases it's oxidized to give it a kind of aged look.
The wax finally evaporated off and the elements got to it.
The patina had kind of gone brown, and it actually has obscured a lot of the detail.
It just needed some love. It needed some love.
So it was pretty straightforward in that the surface had to be cleaned back down to the base bronze surface itself. And so that's where Carolina Bronze came in. But once that was all in good shape, then they went and did the patina process, which is just it's a chemical process.
The patina that we chose was a greenish patina. It had been kind of a rust color.
They actually called Carla and I in to review it and make sure that we were happy with the color and all that kind of stuff and talk about that a little bit. And then they waxed it to seal it, to kind of give a top layer of protection and stuff to help preserve that patina.
It has some nice highlights and reflections on it. You couldn't get before because there wasn't a polish to it before. And if you look closely, there's a lot of texture in the clothing and details that you might not pick up if had it not been for the new patina.
So many people have remarked on the texture in Hamilton that they just didn't even know it was there.
Rededicating the Hamilton McMillan statue, I think it's a golden opportunity to educate folks about this institution and its connection to the community, but not just the Native community, and how a lot of non-natives such as Hamilton McMillan supported the establishment of the institution.
And we studied the founders, and we go to the museum over here and we talk about the founders. It's just a testament to what them working together and setting aside any differences, what they were able to accomplish together.
If you're sitting there looking at it, you can think about how the journey that UNCP has had and how we've changed and evolved and where we are today, and the fact that we're growing.
I think we should definitely give a thank you to Hamilton McMillan for listening to his constituents and following through with the legislation that led to the establishment of our institution.